Hello my dear students and welcome back to Balajee online classes. I am Rabia Khatun and today I will be teaching you English grammar of class 8th. We will be studying chapter number 28 of your book and the name of the chapter is Johannes Gutenberg. Have you heard the name of Johannes Gutenberg? He was an inventor, a publisher and a printer. He is known as the founder of printing. Printing उन्होंने found किया था. So here is a short incident given in your book, given in this chapter from his life. So let's study about that. One night he was working very late at his press. He was typing, he was printing, and he was working very late with his work. And he was printing a large folio edition of Bible. He was printing Bible in Latin. And for weeks he was doing this work, and now he was just completing the last few pages that were left. And he was very fatigued, he was very tired, but he was proud that he had accomplished such a great work. He had done such a great work, that's why he was proud of his work, and he was tired but he was happy, he was contented. He leaned his head. When we get tired, we just lean our head on our books or on whatever we are writing. He leaned his head on his press, and he gave a thought. He gave himself a thought. Suddenly, among the press, there came two noises. He heard two noises. The first one was happy voice, and it gave a sense of happiness, sense of joy to him. And the first voice said that happy man, said the first voice, which was gentle and sweet and full of encouragement. That first voice was full of encouragement. That first voice was giving encouragement to Johannes Gutenberg, and the first voice said that let him go on with the work he has begun. Books will now be plentiful and cheap. So the first voice said that whatever you are doing is a great work. You just go on with your work, and books will now be cheap. They will be in plenty of amount, and people, even the poorest man, will be able to buy books. So you are doing a great job by printing this, and by inventing the print or press. You are doing a great work. And the voice encouraged him and said that you are doing great work, and books will be cheap and will be in plenty of number, and they will be provided to all. Everybody will be able to buy books, and it will be a great thing when people will read book and get knowledge. But the other voice, the second voice, it was stern. The second voice was stern and strong voice. But it was not appearing as unpleasant, but it was a strong voice. And the second voice said in tones of warning. The second voice said whatever the second voice said, it was in a tone of warning. The second voice was trying to give warning to Johannes Gutenberg, and the second voice said, beware of what you are doing. Just have a thought of whatever you are doing. Think of it again, that whatever you are doing is correct or wrong. The second voice was a warning. His invention will prove to be a curse rather than a blessing. The second voice said that it will not be a blessing. As the first voice gave him encouragement, the second voice said that it will not be a blessing, but rather it will be a curse. People will mislead it, people will take it in other way, and they will not understand the beauty, the importance of print, the importance of books, but they will misuse this fact, and they will misuse the knowledge of books, and they will not take it in a good way. So now Johannes Gutenberg was very much distressed. He was not able to understand what to do. After hearing the two voices, and the first voice encouraging him and the second voice warning him, he was not able to understand what to do. Then suddenly he just took a hammer and began to break his press into pieces. Through the machine through which the printing was done, he started breaking it, and he made his anger come out on that press, and he started breaking it. But as he was madly destroying everything, as he was breaking everything, Suddenly he heard a third voice, and the third voice came and said that think still again. The third voice said, please think of it again. Do not do this out of anger. Think of it again and do not act rashly. Do not just act madly. Just think of it, whatever you are doing. The best of God's gift may be abused. The third voice said that, yeah, the best gift of God's are abused, but it is not, and yet they are all good, and yet they will be good in all manner. Yes, the best gift of God are always abused, but they will be good also, they will be beneficial, and they will be important also for mankind. So think of it, whatever you are doing, don't act rashly, don't act in such a manner, in anger, don't break everything, just act smartly and think of it. And as soon as he heard the third voice, he just dropped the hammer from his hand, and the hammer fell on the floor. And as soon as the hammer fell on the floor, it struck the floor. The voice alarmed him, and suddenly Johannes Gutenberg came into senses, and he wondered that he was dreaming. He was just thinking of all that. It was all just happening in his thinking, in his thoughts. It was not actually happening. Okay, the voices were not coming in real. But he was only wondering all that. He was only thinking of all that, and it was all happening. He wondered that it was all happening in a dream. So that was it in this chapter. I hope you have understood the incident, whatever I have explained you. For the better understanding of this chapter, you can read it by your own. The notes of this chapter you will be getting on School Mitra app. You can download it from there and complete your work in your book and copy. Until my next video, bye-bye and take care.